Hopefully, you have been working on what we did last week. Invert the angle of seeing for the eye. If you missed that, then you will not get today's chapter. Yeah, one leads to the next. If you successfully recognized that I am able to invert the angle of seeing for the eye, then only will you be able to go to chapter 4 where we invert the angle of seeing for you or it. Remember, I is first, then comes you, or I is first and then comes it. If I have not worked at I, will I be able to do it at you or it? No. Do you get this? So we started working at the level of the I in chapter 3. In chapter 4, we are working at the level of you or it, the world basically. Clear? Also, you will get a hint from this chapter. If you are able to see the correct angle at the level of you or it, that means you did a good job at the level of I. If you're not able to see it at you or it means some work is still remaining at the level of I. Yeah? So it is a hint for your own self. So as we go through the chapter, attempt to see and be honest with yourself. Yeah? Can I see it? And if I'm not able to see it, that means some work is still remaining at the level of I. Very clear? Yeah. So with that, I'll begin chapter 4. Chapter 4. Tattva Prakashatinde Pala Nilaggal. Different stages of illumination. Enlightenment happens in stages. Yeah. Enlightenment is nothing but a higher level of understanding, a higher level of seeing. It's simply the ability to see the truth. When I am too clouded, I cannot see the truth. When the clouds start thinning down, the visibility is sharper, and a point comes where the clouds are completely erased. Yeah? And clarity is 2020, sharp, 100%. Clear? Stages of illumination. So we'll begin with verse 1 and 2 together, and then I will explain it. Verse 1. Look at this sculpture. It's a beautiful sculpture. And you look at it and you're like mesmerized by the design and the way the curves have been made by the artist. And you're like, wow, you're captivated by this name and form, the color, the shape. You're completely captivated. Look at your own mind. What is your mind really captivated by? Isn't your mind trying to give it a meaning? Are you seeing that? your mind is trying to see what is it. Are you seeing this? It's trying to give it a name, a form. Somebody sees something else in it, somebody sees something else in it, depending on the angle from which you are seeing it. Yeah? And you're like, wow, this is an abstract design. There's nothing there. Somebody else says, no, this is a vase. Somebody else says, no, it's just a beautiful depiction of the world. Somebody says, no, it is clearly the eye. Do you see that? The mind is captivated by name and form, trying to understand or draw a meaning. Yes? Do you notice your mind doing the same thing? Yeah, very clearly. In comes the artist and he says, where is my piece of clay? You say, what clay? This is clay. No, this is a vase. Where is the vase? Where do you see the vase? This is clay. No, this is a vase. And there the argument goes on. Yeah? But suddenly it hits you. Oh, I was only captivated by the external, the outer. The outer is name and form. Yes? What is the inner? The inner is, it's clay. It's nothing but clay. Verse 2. The moment the artist took your attention to the clay, your captivation of the design was suddenly lost. Yeah? You rose beyond the captivation of Nama Rupa, name and form. When you rose beyond that outer, you went to the inner, and the question arose, oh, what is it made up of? What is the matter? Yeah, not in those exact words, but that is where the attention was drawn. Initially, the attention was at the outer name and form, and then it went to the inner matter that it is made up of. Is this example very, very clear? Yes. Anytime you go to a beautiful place, you see a monument for the first time, you see Taj Mahal, and you're like, wow, the name and form captivates you. It does not hit you at first that it is nothing but a piece of marble. Yeah? For you, it is the beautiful design. The mind is looking for the meaning in the Taj Mahal. Yeah? But really, it's nothing but a piece of marble. Ask the worker. Worker says, oh, it's just rock. Yeah? So the mind is always captivated by the outer name and form. This has become very clear experientially now. Yeah. Now we apply this to this chapter. What is Atmananda attempting to tell me through these verses? Verse 3. Your captivation by the design goes away after some time. And then you see it, oh, it's only a piece of clay. Yeah? Or that Taj Mahal is only a piece of marble, it's only rock. Yeah? So every time you look at it now, it's just marble. Now you only can see the marble. Now you cannot get captivated by the design and the way the mind was getting enamored in attempting to draw a meaning. That phase is over. This happens in our normal experience also. You go to see the Baha'i temple and you're like, wow. A point comes when the wow captivation recedes. Yes, and then you just see, oh, it's just marble. So your attention shifts from the design to the material. The design is the outer, the material is the inner. The inner is projected as the outer. Projection is inside out. And this clarity dawns. It doesn't dawn in these words, but there is a clear seeing. Projection is inside out. The inner is projected as the outer. I was only captivated by the name and form. Name and form design is only the outer. When you give attention that way, then you see the inner, the rock, the material cause of it. Yeah? Now you will never miss the rock. Now it is very clearly seen as rock only. Verse 4.4. So he is telling me to look around at my world of objects and see what am I so captivated by. Look around at your own room, look around at the objects in the room, look around at a picture of a beloved hanging there maybe. Notice that you have that same captivation. You had that same captivation with the design, the outer name and form, rather than the material cause of the object. Do you notice you're captivated by the outer rather than the inner? It could be a beloved person, it could be a beloved object, it could just be numbers in the bank. Yeah, the captivation by that number increasing. Do you see that? That is also simply name form. Isn't that captivation there? Yeah. Just notice that. That is the outer. Attempt to look beyond that limited and finite form. Where is that outer being projected from? Isn't that outer, even if it is just numbers on the screen, so called my bank account is becoming nice and fat? Aren't those numbers on the screen in my field of awareness? Isn't it made up of awareness? Is there any proof that it exists independent of my awareness? Is there any proof that it exists independent of me. Do you have proof that it exists beyond this waking state? See how the ego shakes? Oh, my $1,000,000, my multi-million dollars. They are not there. Notice how it is stuck to the name and form, the outer. Yeah. And become very clear. This name and form is not there in the dream state. It is not there in the deep sleep state. It is limited to this waking state only. If the object is limited to my waking state, it is limited to my awareness, if it is not independent of me, if I cannot prove that it is really independently existing matter apart from me, if I cannot prove all of this, then can it be made of anything other than awareness or consciousness? So, what is the material cause of those numbers on the screen? Or the notes in your wallet if you have a lot of notes there? It is all consciousness. That is the only truth about it. Yeah? This consciousness that I'm seeing now clearly, this gets dimmed by my captivation with that money, with the name, with the numbers, yeah, with my entire idea about what I can purchase with those numbers and make it mine. Do you see that? I'm captivated by the name and form. I'm giving an example of money here, but please apply it to your beloved person. Please apply it to your beloved situation. Apply it to your beloved object. Then attempt to apply it to not so pleasant person, not so pleasant situation, and not so pleasant object. I get captivated by its pleasantness or its unpleasantness. Where did the pleasantness and unpleasantness arise from? From my tendency to attribute a meaning. The moment I started attributing a meaning to the design. Now the design has changed. Now see how the mind wants to attribute another meaning? Can you see? Now it's saying, okay, what is this? Oh, that was a vase. This does not look like a vase. Are you seeing the mind's tendency? Now it's again stuck in name and form. So are you seeing this? How much ever you want to believe that, oh no, I'm on the spiritual path. I am not stuck in name and form. The moment she changes the name and form in front of me, see the mind's captivation. Yeah, so it's very clear. Yeah, what is meant by captivation? I get captivated by the outer. Yes, my attention does not go to the inner to begin with. This entanglement and my getting lost in the world, this interest is what clouds or dims the truth, the reality that I am consciousness and everything is simply a projection of me, the consciousness. Everything is an inside out projection. This truth is dimmed. I am not ready to see it. Why? Because I'm so captivated by the money, by the beautiful person outside, by the even the unpleasant thing. I constantly say, I don't want this unpleasant. I don't want this unpleasant. Means what? I'm captivated by the unpleasant. Do you see this? Whether it's a person or a situation or a thing, I continuously have that sense of rejection towards it. Means I am captivated by the name and form. I'm captivated by the outer. Yeah? So this week's work is to recognize what is there in my world that captivates me and makes me forget the inner truth. What am I so entangled by? Yeah. Let me figure it out. Let me write it down honestly. And let me attempt to invert the angle of seeing that person or that situation or thing. What is it? Why does the external name and form captivate me in such a way that I forget what it is actually made of, really made of? That is what Atmananda is attempting to show me in this chapter. He's asking me, do you notice the overwhelming captivation and interest in the world of objects? He's asking me, do you recognize the entanglement with the outer, masking the inner truth? Yeah, the entanglement with the outer is so strong that it masks the inner truth, that it's only an inside out projection. What am I doing? I'm playing with myself. It's like going back to childhood and playing with the fake doll and the fake tea. And now I know it is fake. Why am I continuing this? Yeah, this is an inquiry that you need to do. Why? Why am I still continuing this? Why can't I stop? There was a point of time where I just stopped playing with the dolls. I was done. That red toy car or that beautiful blue train. Now it does not captivate me, but there was a time when I was so enamored by it. Yeah, the wheel of the car came off and I cried for days. Yeah, but now it does not captivate me. I overcame that. Why am I not able to overcome this? What is still captivating me here? Yeah, this is the inquiry that I have to do continuously throughout this week. On a daily basis, this has to be done, because it's not necessary that all the attachments will appear right now that you're thinking about it, contemplating about it. Yeah, suddenly some attachment arises, suddenly a situation arises. That's when you need a little notepad and pen. Write it down. This, I'm still captivated. Yeah. I'm still lost in the external name and form. I still cannot see the rock behind. Yeah, if I could have seen the rock, I would have seen it moment to moment to moment to moment. No? Yeah. I'm not able to see it. That means I'm still captivated. Very clear? Go to verse 5. This is where he's talking about inverting the angle of seeing. First, I was only focusing on the outer. Yeah? The pleasant person comes, the beloved comes. Your focus is only on the outer. Yeah, he's saying attempt to invert the angle of seeing and recognize first that there is the I which has projected this beloved right now. Yeah. If you worked at the level of I first, then only can you do it at you or it. If the work is incomplete here, obviously you will not be able to do it here. Do you see this is a very subtle level of work? Yeah, it has to be done constantly. Constantly, I invert the angle of seeing at I, and then it happens at you. Again, I work here at I, it happens at you. Start with the I. Instead of saying, I am in the now, saying, I am the now. When you recognize that at the level of the I have inverted the angle of seeing, then I can say very clearly, I am not in the Advaita session. The Advaita session is in me. Do you get it? So first the inversion will happen at I, and then only can it follow at you or it, the world. If it is not done successfully here, you're definitely going to fail here. Yes. So attempt to go back to chapter 3. First, complete your work at the level of I and then do it at you. Okay. Then you will understand what Atmananda is saying in this. Then you outgrow the interest in that object. The outer is not so enchanting anymore. Whether it's beautiful or ugly, it doesn't matter now. It does not captivate me. It does not take my attention away from the inner truth. Now I see, oh, it's all consciousness. It rises in consciousness, it abides in consciousness, it dissolves back into consciousness. You got a glimpse of this on your inward journey. Do you remember that? That's how you got a clear recognition of Satchidananda. You cannot come to Satchidananda without glimpses of this. Yeah, but on the inward journey, I only see glimpses. I don't get established in it. I recognize Brahman Satyam, but I keep slipping. Yeah, that is why the outward journey is important. I have to complete this outward journey with intention. That which I saw as a glimpse in my inward journey needs to be strengthened on the outward journey such that it becomes my truth. Is this very clear? Yeah, that is why just Brahman Satyam, the inward journey, is not sufficient. Jagat Mithya, the world as I conceive of it, is an illusion. This journey is that which marks the completion. Yeah. So both have to be done. Very clear? When these both are complete, then only can I claim, oh, I have outgrown the interest in these objects. Verse number 5, when he outgrows the interest in the world of objects, then he sees, oh, everything is just consciousness, just consciousness, just consciousness. It's simply a projection inside out. Okay? Then you can claim, I have overcome the captivation of Nama Rupa, name and form. Now, by overcoming the captivation of name and form, does the world of objects disappear? No. Does the beloved disappear? No. Does the unpleasant tiger disappear? They are all going to be there. The world is not going anywhere. Yeah. So this is not a shortcut to get rid of the unpleasant and keep the pleasant. No. Yeah. So hopefully you've gotten over that teenage spiritual fantasy. I call it spiritual teenage, where you want to come to the spiritual path to keep the pleasant and reject the unpleasant. It's your spiritual teenage if you think that's what the spiritual path is going to do for you. No, no. All goes, everything is gone. Yeah, that's why when Buddha was asked that what what did you gain by attaining shunyata, yeah, by enlightenment? What did you gain? He says, I didn't gain anything, but I lost everything. I lost it all. Lost the anger, lost the hatred, lost the pain, lost the suffering, yeah, lost even the passion, lost that feverishness. All of it is gone. Why? Because that which I was passionate about is me. How can I keep running behind me? It's so silly. It's like running behind the fake doll's tea. How long can I play with the dolls? How long can I play with the toy cars? Yeah. So, just like the captivation with the pleasant ends, the captivation with the anger, the hatred, the jealousy, all of that gets wiped away. Do you see that? Until that point is reached, do not jump and claim that your journey is over. Yeah? The one who is in a hurry wants to claim it. Yes, yes, I'm done. Yes, are you sure? When you see that beautiful friend, does that competition, jealousy arise? When you see somebody else's money, is greed coming up? When you see the not so pleasant person who keeps criticizing, does the hatred come up? If it does, then some work is still remaining. You are not able to see the truth that it is all me, it is all consciousness. Does the right hand hate the left hand? Does the right hand love the left hand? Do you see this? There is no hatred and no love. There's nothing for myself. Nothing. This is the clue. This is the meaning of shunyata. Shunya, zero. There is no plus of the pleasant feeling. There is no minus of the negative. Yeah? It's a straight line, a zero. Shunyata. Till you do not attain the shunyata with respect to the world, you cannot claim that your outer journey is complete. Very clear? Now you'll understand verse number 6. So the inversion work is complete when you see everything transformed into consciousness. On the inward journey, you saw yourself as consciousness. You got glimpses of everything else also being consciousness, but because of attachments, because of the captivation with the objects, I slip I forget. Yeah? So first getting established in this body-mind person itself being an object of captivation. Recognize this is the biggest captivation. It's called asmita. I am captivated by this body-mind. Yeah? And the I shifts. Yeah? It just shifts, just slips to the body-mind. Recognizing the first level of inversion must happen here. The I must take the correct stand. On the inward journey, you recognized in your own direct experience that the sense of touch cannot prove that this tactile object called body of this person called Ekta exists apart from me, the witness of Ekta. Exists apart from me, the witness of the person. I, the witness, am there in dream and deep sleep, but this Ekta is not there. This tactile object is not there. Oh, yes. So in waking, I experimented and I attempted to see, can I draw a line demarcating the toucher from the sense of touching from the touched, the object that is touched. Is the object, the body called Ekta, different from me, the one that is witnessing Ekta? Oh, there is no line demarcating. There is no difference between the toucher, the sense of touching, and the touched. In your own direct experience, you recognize that the sense of hearing cannot prove that this body called Ekta that is speaking, which is the sound object that exists apart from me, the one that is witnessing the sound object. Oh, there is no demarcating line. I cannot demarcate between the hearer, the sense of hearing, and the heard. Yes. If you've not done these experiments, attempt these first. At the level of the I, the inversion needs to happen. Yeah. Experiment with the sweat of this body. Yeah. Can the sense of smell prove that this odor object, it exists apart from me, the witness of this body? Can I draw a line between demarcating the smeller from the sense of smelling from the object called the body that is smelled? No. Oh, there is no two. In my direct experience, taste your own finger, your own skin. Can this taste object exist apart from me, the one that is witnessing the taste of the skin called Ekta? Can I draw a demarcating line between the taster, tasting, and the tasted? Can I draw a demarcating line between the witness and the taster, the tasting, the tasted? Oh, it is all one, it is all one, it is all one. I see this body from neck down. And when I look in the mirror, I see the complete form, the name and form. Am I not captivated by this name and form? Start here first. Can this name and form prove that it exists separate from the inner, the awareness? Can I draw a line between where the awareness ends, the seer begins, the seeing begins, or the seen begins? Oh no, all of it is one. There is no really separate seer, seen, and the sense of seeing. When there's no demarcating line between matter and consciousness, it becomes very clear that The same applies to the world of objects. Now I take it out to the other objects that this person is captivated by. Objects do not exist. Yeah? A clarity dawns that they are only waking thought projections. They are not even there in the dream, but I am. The same beloved or the same unpleasant one. Not there in my dream, but I still am. Clarity starts dawning. Oh, it's a waking thought projection. First, the I thought is projected. From the I thought, the body is projected, which is also a thought, a waking thought. And then this projection of the waking world that belongs to this waking body. This thought is projected. Oh, simply thought projections. It's inside out. They are not real objects made of matter. Then objects start getting transformed into nothing but consciousness. And when I see it is me, it is me, it is me, there is no question of the right hand hating the left hand or the right hand loving the left hand. There is simply zeroness, shunyata. Do you see that? So the inverting the angle of seeing begins at I and then goes to you or it. If here my work is incomplete, it will not happen here. So let's get more serious this week. Completely devoted to seeing this. I have very little time. This is my first priority. Can I invert the angle of seeing first for the I and then for the you? If this becomes clear, then you will understand what he says in the 7th verse. Verse 4.7. Only when you see oneness, Ekta, that oneness is the key. It's the master key. If you don't see the oneness, your journey is not complete. You have not realized the truth. When these few glimpses that the seeker had during the inner journey become the seeker's reality in the outward journey, then it's complete. Brahman Satyam and Jagat Mithya, both together. Then only can you say that the complete seeing of the truth has happened. The complete realization of the truth has happened. Brahman Satyam, consciousness is the only truth. Jagat Mithya, the world as I conceive of it is an illusion. Both together is the complete realization of the truth. Question for you. Have you completed your inward journey of Brahman Satyam properly? Second question. Has this outward journey of Jagat Mithya successfully been initiated, or are you meeting some obstacles? If there are obstacles here, it means something was unclear on the inward journey. Yeah? Some work needs to be done. If you're not meeting too many obstacles and it's clear, you have to just work a little bit and see, become 100% sure, am I clear? Then only move forward with the Jagat Mithya journey. Otherwise, it will only become theory, remember. And you will be totally responsible for this. So become very sincere this week. Evaluate yourself, work on the inversion of the I and then the inversion of the you. And if you see it moment to moment to moment this week, then perfect, 10 on 10. Yeah, but if you see a lot of hiccups, yeah, and if you can just do it like once or twice in the whole week, then maybe going back to Brahman Satyam journey is in order. Final homework for you. Is there a realization that myself and the world are not two? Advaitam. Is that realization there yet? Advaitam. Okay. That completes chapter 4.